Well, hello there, people of the internet, and hello again. I'm TheMBmulti. Welcome to part 13 of Doki Doki Blue Skies. In the previous episodes, I don't remember. I believe I went to dinner with Yuri? Yeah, I guess that was this, yeah. I went to lunch with Yuri. And she got extremely awkward at the counter, but eventually she managed to order what she wanted to order, and because I allowed her to. No, I said what she wanted to order. Yeah, and then we got on the bus, which was the bus at all, which was a tram or a train or whatever, and then she fell. And she really didn't want me to look at her leg, because she hurt her leg, and yeah, that was it, I believe. I'm pretty sure that's what happened. If not, that was the episode before that, and you have to watch the previous episode to see what actually happened there. But anyway, this is part 13, and we're continuing. Brr, I'm really starting to feel the chill of the nippy November air. We're almost catching up, because it's January right now, but okay. If this is any indication, it looks like winter is going to be pretty bad this year. Blowing on my hands, I start the journey to school. Although I stop once I see a familiar red bow on the sidewalk. Yay! Hi Mark. Morning Sayori. Man, it's cold, isn't it? She shivers slightly. No surprise given her uniform, much like mine, isn't really built for warmth. Ah, it really is! My hands are the worst. I'm always forgetting my gloves. Uwa! Yes, Uwa indeed, Sayori. Forgetting or have you lost them again? Same thing, really. Anyway, how have you been recently? Yeah, pretty good, thanks. How about you? Yeah, I've been okay. This year feels like it's going by so quickly, doesn't it? Tell me about it. Since joining the literature club, it all feels like a blur. Yeah, you've really settled in well, haven't you? I'm so glad you managed to make friends with everyone so soon. Especially Yuri. Huh? What's that supposed to mean? Nothing, I'm just teasing. It really looks like you two are getting along, huh? Yeah, we are. She's just really fun to talk to. Always shrouded in mystery, so we never really know what to expect. That's not really the main reason, but okay. But it's not a bad thing, you know? I was kind of surprised to see her open up to you so much. I always thought she would just keep to herself. Yeah, I guess. I'm not complaining though, I'm just glad I've managed to get her out of her shell, you know? I didn't think I'd have anything to talk to her about when we first met, but I'm glad to have been proven wrong. Yeah, she's really more smart and elegant, isn't she? Yeah, for sure, I've never met anyone like her before. I was kind of scared she'd be really judgmental, cause, well, we both know I'm no poet, nor do I have any extensive taste in reading. But as I got to know her more and more, I felt like we actually have a lot more in common than I realized. Well, no, like from the very beginning we had like a lot of stuff in common, but that's okay. She's really opened my eyes to a whole new world of literature, and I'm really grateful for that. Sayori is quiet for a moment, although truthfully, I don't really notice. My brain is still preoccupied thinking about all of the time I've spent with Yuri. Triple that. Mark? Uh-huh? You were staring off into space. Oh, sorry, I was just thinking about stuff. She looks down for a moment. What kind of stuff do you guys talk about? I've never seen you so lost in thought, so I'm guessing it was pretty deep. Would you believe me if I said books? The Awakening, to give an example. I don't think I've heard of it. What's it about? Oh god, that's a question. Well, the main themes are about society, constraints, loneliness, expectations, that kind of thing. I didn't realize how lonely Yuri was discussing the book with it, and drawing upon the parallels between its themes and her life really made me notice. Although in a strange way, it made me enjoy our time together. I felt like she finally had a proper friend she could talk about her hobbies and walk with around town. I get the feeling she doesn't really get to discuss her literary interest in much detail, which is really sad. But seeing how happy and excited she was, it really put a smile on my own face. That's just like you, Mark. Always looking out for others. Yeah, well, I'm kind of having a feeling that I'm neglecting Sayori a bit, so I'm a bit scared. I mean, there's no option for spend time with Sayori. There's no spend more time with Sayori option. There's just I get drawn from one event with Yuri to the next event with Yuri. I remember you were like that with me when we were kids. I remember those days. Yeah, you were like that. Yeah, don't you fuck... Here, you were like that. Pick up on that, man. What the fuck? You feel like such a long time ago, don't they? They really do. Our conversation is cut short by school looming in sight. After bidding each other goodbye, we both make our ways to our respective classes. About half an hour has passed since the start of the lesson. After explaining the task, Sakurai I keep forgetting the name. Sakurai left us to our own devices while he sits at the front marking some papers. It's amazing how much engaging the material is when you actually have an interest in it. I can't exactly say I'm a history but I can, and I will. But spending time with Yuri, especially when we talk about themes, has made me appreciate that what the world was like during the previous century. Yeah, you're not even talking about the most exciting part of history. 20th century is definitely not the most exciting part, at least for me, it isn't. If you love it, then, again, to each their own. It's easy for us to see now, but back then no one realized Germany was a breeding ground for hatred. Oh, well... There's a lot of, well, not a lot of criticism. There's a whole discussion about how the Allies like refused to do like basically anything, you know, fucking moving armies into a demilitarized zone, introducing conscription. Is that what it's called? Like drafting soldiers, building an air force, which wasn't allowed either. Invading Austria. Demanding Sudetenland, you know, in general, you could clearly see what he was doing, but everybody was a bit too scared to do anything because nobody wanted a repeat of World War I. Everything going alright? All good on my end. All good on my end, sir. You're right, this century really is interesting. This is interesting enough. Interesting enough, of course, although it's rather unfortunate how I'm limited with how much depth I can go into, given that it's just high school history. Anyway, I wanted to ask you how you're feeling for your upcoming exams. Pretty confident actually, I've been doing a lot of reading, so I reckon I'll do pretty well with the essay subjects. Well, in that case, I expect your history marks to be a true reflection of how amazing your teacher is. Sorry, teacher humor. Anyway, that's encouraging to hear. How about the sciences and mathematics? Well, not my strong suit, which is true. Those are like my least favorite. Mathematics and science, like, no interest equals no motivation equals difficult subjects. But I have a few study sessions with Yuri, and I'm hoping she consolidates my knowledge. Study sessions. You're adopting a very commendable approach to ensure you are a well-rounded student. It has nothing to do with you wanting to spend more time with Yuri, I assume. Just teasing. But for what it's worth, take it from me. You definitely killed two birds with one stone. He winks and chuckles to himself. What the fuck? A warm flush courses through my cheeks as I watch him as he approaches the next student. Well, he strikes me as the kind of guy who's been in my situation before. With the sound of the bell ringing in my ears, I pack up my things and head for the literature club. After waving hello to the girls, I take a seat. Soon after, Monika kickstarts the session. Okay, everyone! As you're all aware, exams are coming up. So over the next few weeks, I think it would be best if we put these sessions on hold. I know no one really wants to, but unfortunately I'll be too busy to run them. Unless someone else wants to run these sessions in my place. There's a general murmur of conversation. I wouldn't really mind. It wouldn't really feel the same without you, to be honest. Agreed. You could do more with the time to focus on math and stuff anyway. As much as I enjoyed these sessions, they don't really help out with that. How about you, Sayori? Natsuki? Yeah, it's a shame, but I understand. Fine by me. Need to have a Christmas party though, like we did with Halloween. Now, we can definitely plan that after our exams are over. For now though, let's share poems, shall we? Ah, come on, I wanted an actual poem session, come on. I was already scared that I didn't write anything. That was a good session to end on for now, guys. See you all soon. Oh, and Sayori, you wanted to talk? Okay. With that, I head for the door with Yuri in tow. Ironically enough, I find myself thinking of Sayori this time as I walk home with Yuri. What does she think about when she walks home? I kind of feel guilty walking home with Yuri instead of Sayori, but Sayori stayed behind to talk to Monika after the club meeting ended, so a part of me is kind of glad that I get to talk to Yuri alone though. Mark? Oh, sorry, I sort of spaced out for a bit. It's fine, you must be feeling stressed from all the exam preparation. Yeah, totally. Anyway, I was just saying... Oh, she was actually talking and I completely fucking ignored her. Holy shit, I'm sorry. I'm glad that we did end up planning this study session together. With my help, perhaps, you'll feel less stressed after today. That is to say, if you need any help at all. I'm not trying to assume anything about your capabilities or anything. Don't worry, I'm pretty sure I will need your help. How have you been though? Read any new books? Ah, I actually did start on one fairly recently. The Stranger by Albert Camus. Is it any good? It is, at least in my opinion. Simply put, it's about a man who feels like, well, a stranger in society. He's overwhelmingly indifferent to life, and as a result freely disregards social norms. I don't know if you're familiar with Camus, no, because I don't know how to pronounce his name, but he wrote a lot on the absurd. What? Like ridiculous things? More like absurdity in a philosophical sense. Well, he doesn't explicitly speak on it in The Stranger, but the novel is heavily entrenched in themes of absurdity. And they're shown through the seeming innate irrationality of humanity through the plot's events. Funnily enough, the main character only finds happiness after realizing that there is no inherent meaning of life. Not that I actually find that funny or anything. Jeez, she's always overthinking her words. It's cute when she gets flustered, but it also makes me worry for her. Well, I'll do what I can to distract her from her nerves. So that absurdity comes from the lack of purpose in the universe then? Not quite. Rather, it comes from the contradiction between the Fucking hell, Yuri. She's going at it with the longer words. It comes from the contradiction between the simultaneous need and inability to find that purpose. Dang, kind of depressing subject matter, don't you think? I suppose so, but interestingly, Camus still thought we should search for a meaning to life anyway. Hey, want to continue our conversation inside? With a start, Yuri looks up to see that we've reached my house. Ah, I didn't realize that we'd already arrived. I don't doubt that. After all, our conversation's pretty interesting. I make our way up to the front door as I rummage through my bag for my keys. Right there they are. Oh, there they are. The lock smoothly turns with a sharp click, and with that, we're in. I toss my bag onto the couch while Yuri places hers gently on the floor. Perfect. I nonchalantly throw it away and Yuri very delicately puts it down. As I stretch, a yawn breaks from across my face. Tired already? She sits down on the couch and smiles at me with a gentle chuckle. Honestly, I'm always tired when I get home from school. I can only take so much schooling before I collapse and die. I suppose I'll need a defibrillator ready when we start studying. Hope you know CPR. She's learning humor, which is progress, I guess. I find myself slouching down on the couch as we pull out our revision materials. So many notes to look over. I really don't want to start. Hey, speaking of death, you know how... great topic. You know how we were speaking about absurdism before? Isn't all that kind of similar to existentialism or nihilism? Yes, although I'd say that absurdist thoughts lie somewhere in between those two. For instance, existentialists would say that you can find a meaning to life, nihilists would say that you can't, and absurdists would assert that you can to some extent. So, what would you say your meaning of life is? So you're finally asking this question. To be honest, I'm not so sure. I don't think I've read enough to form any solid conclusions. Really? You haven't read enough? It's not that hard to believe, is it? Yeah, it's not that hard to believe, is it? No, it is hard to believe, Yuri. It's the opposite. There are so many books out there that I want to read, but that I may never get to. And there are so many things I want to do, but can't seem to bring myself to do. Like what? Yuri suddenly looks... This is not going to be a very productive study session, I can already tell. Yuri suddenly looks up and stares into my eyes, her gaze piercing through my soul. Like... Her eyes seem particularly intense above her blushing cheeks and slightly parted lips. Never mind. She looks away just as quickly, her cheeks deepening in color. Well, regardless, you can always ask me for help whenever you need it. Seriously, I'd be really happy if you could depend on me. Thank you. You're so thoughtful, as always. I'm just being a little bit of a decent human being, Yuri. It's the minimum that any human deserves. Okay? I'm so glad I have you to rely on. It makes me feel safe and secure. Yuri's voice suddenly takes a sensual breathiness, causing shivers to run down my spine. Hey, Mark? You mean it, right? You're not lying, are you? No. Why would I? That's right. You never lied to me. I'm so glad. I never have to worry about you abandoning me. Oh god, it's setting up for a fucking difficult choice in the end, isn't it? Where, like, I have to either, like, choose Yuri or Sayori or something. My heart is beating so fast right now. Why? What the hell? I don't have much experience with romance, but isn't Yuri acting kind of... weird? Kind of weird. There's no there. You must have noticed my uncertain facial expression as she abruptly snaps out of her reverie. Sorry, I just read something weird. It's alright. This is seriously awkward. The only thing I seem capable of doing is laughing uncomfortably. Let's just change the subject. There's nothing strange about showing gratitude. So don't sweat it, Yuri. Really? Okay then, thank you. Anyway, we'd better get started on studying before it gets too late. After all, that's the reason why you're here, right? Yes. We spread out all our textbooks and notes on the coffee table to begin deciding where to start. I'm still feeling too awkward to meet your eyes, but hopefully this feeling fades soon. Shoot. The pen that I've been spinning twirls out of my grasp and clatters across the table. Yuri jumps a bit, startled by the sudden noise. She must have been concentrating hard on her problem sets. It's no wonder that she's a better student than me, with how incredibly focused she can get. Well, it's not like I set the bar high or anything, but she's just really diligent. She seems virtually immune to distractions and boredom. Unlike me, my mind probably wanders 80% of the time. It's been a while since we started, hasn't it? Looks like Yuri picked up on how bored I am. Yeah, we actually got a lot done. Thanks for the help with math and physics, by the way. Oh, you're welcome. Helping you solidified everything in your mind anyway, so... No, don't give yourself enough credit. You're a real life You don't give yourself enough credit. I didn't read this. I said, don't give yourself enough credit, Yuri. But no, you don't give yourself enough credit. You're a real lifesaver. Thank you. I know that I sometimes have a hard time articulating my thoughts on certain topics, so let me just let me know if you need me to explain something again. Well, I think I got the gist of everything for now. My stomach gurgles. My stomach actually did gurgle just now, before I can continue talking about schoolwork. On another note, how does dinner sound? Oh, I wouldn't want to impose. Come on, I'm gonna be cooking for myself anyway, what's one more mouth to feed? Well, if you're absolutely sure. Now, of course I am. Actually, do you want extras to take home too? I want to make it up to your parents for keeping you away for so long. Yeah. They won't need it. You needn't go that far to be a gracious host. Alright then, if you're sure. You're gonna study a little more, or do you want to help me make sure I don't burn the house down in the kitchen? I'd love to help, but she bites her lip as her cheeks pink. Would it be alright if I were to do a couple stretches in the living room while you cooked? I apologize if this is inappropriate. You mean like something like yoga? A little bit, although I've never specifically done yoga before. It feels a bit embarrassing. It's embarrassing. As I try to imagine Yuri doing yoga, my cheeks begin to heat up. Okay, yeah, I can see why Yuri would think that about yoga. Anyway, they're just some simple stretches to help relieve some of my back and neck pain. I have terrible posture, and sitting down for extended periods of time with my back hunched over tends to make my muscles incredibly tense. Posture, huh? No, that was my save, right? In the original. I don't know I can't remember whether that was also in Blue Skies, but you know, she would ask if you could sit on the floor, and then my saving word was posture. I got back pain because of my and then I would say posture, and like yes, it's posture, yes, exactly. Well, you got to do what you gotta do. Feel free to do your exercises in the living room then. She smiles gratefully at me. It shouldn't take too long. Yeah, stretches, right, Yuri? I ponder my dinner options as I head into the kitchen. I do still have some frozen dumplings left, but I don't really want to make it seem like they're the only things I ever eat. As much as I love them, a man's got to have his limits. So, what's another dish that could somehow impress Yuri? Rice is always an option, but I don't know if I have anything to make side dishes with. I quickly wash the rice and pop it into the rice cooker while I think. If I still have some pre-made curry rooks left in the box, then bingo, I have enough ingredients for it. So curry it is. Good thing I went grocery shopping. My mind wanders as I dice the chicken and season it. This kind of reminds me of when Sayori and Yuri cooked for me when I was sick. Talking to Mom about the house almost getting set on fire was not fun, to say the least. I'm just glad she understood that they were taking care of me and that mistakes happen. Yeah, Sayori, could you watch the dumplings? Yeah, and then the only thing she did was literally just watch them and then nothing else. Speaking of, I better get the stove going. After a while, I've got all the vegetables and chicken going in a pot. All it needs now is chicken stock, seasoning, and the curry rauks. I'm just gonna go with rauks. I don't know if that's the correct pronunciation. And it'll be done. I wonder how Yuri's doing. Hold on, I should focus on making the food first. No need to pull a Sayori here. Yeah, exactly. The sweet and slightly spicy smell of curry has completely permeated the kitchen by now. Just like when I was a kid. Back then, I'd be dead standing here making the curry. We'd all sit around the table for dinner, talking about our days and the days ahead. I miss those times. But I just need to focus on living in the here and now. All that stuff is in the past. Otherwise, that wouldn't make anyone happy. Triple dot. I'm just going to check on Yuri before I continue down this train of thought. Hey Yuri, you doing okay? A sharp inhale through teeth sounds from the living room. Did I startle her? Whoops. Yeah, her voice seems a bit strained as she answers back. I didn't accidentally mess up her stretching, did I? I'll be there in a moment. It's okay. Feel free to take as much time as you need. I'll just be here. I'm 100% sure she's not fucking stretching that over there. A few minutes later, I have the curry ladled, fucking hell, into 2 dishes alongside fluffy white rice. As if on cue, Yuri finally enters the kitchen, sniffing the air appreciatively. Apologies for taking so long. Nah, it's fine. I've made curry before, so I've got this. It looks great though. I haven't had Japanese curry in a while. Well, feel free to dig in then. She smiles as she settles down into the meal. Eating together with Yuri feels almost like an intimate exercise. She carefully savors each bite as if she were a food critic, imprinting the dish onto her memory. So how's the food? Bring on all the critiques, I'm strong enough to handle them. Yeah, your curry turned out quite well. Although, I believe you could have used some more salt and maybe a bit more heat. And you're into spicier dishes, huh? Well, when it comes to curry, I suppose so. My mother did always prefer spicier foods, and that ended up influencing my own tastes. I'll keep that in mind the next time I cook dinner for you. My own parents liked sweeter curries, probably because I don't have much of a spice tolerance to begin with. There's no time like the present to begin building up that tolerance. You've got me there. Anyway, if you're finished, I can take care of the dishes. Oh no, you're the one who treated me. I should wash them. I can't allow myself to be such a bother. Hey, it's seriously no bother at all. But, alright, if you're not backing down, how about a compromise? I can wash the dishes and you can dry them. Ah, that works. We get up all the dishes and pots and dump them in the sink. What? There's no dishwasher here? Okay. It doesn't take long for us to settle in a comfortable rhythm of washing and drying the dishes. However, my attention drifts more and more towards Yuri as time passes on. At one point, I'm looking over in her direction more than I am in the dishes themselves. Well, she'll probably call me out on it while I'm washing, if my washing gets too sloppy. She's got that deep look of concentration on her face again. It's pretty amazing how she can get lost in doing things, from studying to reading to even doing the dishes. That's something I seriously admire about her. She has the unwavering ability to completely devote herself to tasks at hand. Somehow I could never see her giving anything up halfway through or leaving her work unfinished. Honestly speaking, it's quite a lot it's a quality that a lot more people need. Mark? What's up? You've been washing your hands for almost a minute now. Wait, what? I look down and see that I've been literally scrubbing my hands with a sponge. Oh, sorry, I was just, were you lost in thought? Yeah, I guess you could say that. Sorry. I need to apologize. You know how often it happens to me, after all. I'm surprised that you were that preoccupied with your daydreams, though. What were you thinking about, if you don't mind me asking? Me asking, if you don't mind me asking. Well, I'm more surprised that Yuri isn't commenting on about me. Again, me isn't commenting about me staring at her, not me. But it's good to know that I'm more stealthy than I thought. Either that or she's growing a lot more used to me at this point. Oh, I was just thinking about how nice this day has been. Ah yes, it's been lovely studying with you today. It's always nice being with you. I never find it difficult to talk to you, and you always make me feel comfortable being myself. Yeah, same here. We stare at each other for a moment, our blushing faces breaking into smiles. Mark? May I use your restroom? She doesn't even say toilet or no, restroom. Very polite indeed, Yuri. The restroom, yes, of course. She shuffles away for a bit, clearly keen to rush away to the bathroom. That wasn't what I was expecting her to say, but if she needs to go, then... Of course, Yuri, you know where it is, right? Thank you. Quick footsteps follow her upstairs to the restroom. Well, I don't know what I was really expecting, but I guess I'll head back into the living room. It's not too late in the day, but it's already dark out. Triple dot. What's taking Yuri so long? Should I check on her? Should have really hoped my curry didn't upset her stomach somehow. I should probably see how she's doing just in case. Oh god, no, please. Oh, this is gonna escalate things, isn't it? Just as I make it to the top, Yuri steps out of the bathroom. Oh, Mark, her breathing seems a bit irregular and she looks noticeably more disheveled than I remember. She must have noticed my concerned gaze as she quickly turns away. Is there something on my face? You were just taking a really long time, so I wanted to check if you were okay. I'm fine, but thank you for your concern. Your breathing is still suspiciously uneven. Are you sure? I said I'm fine. I mean... She takes a deep breath. Sorry for snapping at you. I'm just feeling a little out of sorts. No, I should be the one apologizing. I didn't mean to pry. Although, I don't even know what I'm prying into. Must be serious though, if Yuri's getting this Is Yuri getting this irritable? Irritable? Or irritable? Irritable. I think irritable. It's no problem, Mark. We're quiet as we make our way back downstairs. I wonder what she's thinking. It's starting to get late now. Yep, I was just about to ask if you wanted to pack up and head out. I probably should. I don't want to keep you up too late on a school night. Nah, don't worry about it. I wish we could just hang out forever, but life has other plans. A light blush tingles? I guess? L? Yuri's pale cheeks as she continues putting away her books. Not to mention the bus schedule. Yeah, we can't have you missing that now, can we? There's a soft look in Yuri's eyes as she finally takes her bag and moves to stand beside me. I believe I'm ready now. Alright then, let's go. Walking to the nearest bus stop, our pace is very unhurried. Or is it fairly unhurried or whatever? But that's alright. It's nice, leisurely walking through the night with Yuri by my side. Hey, that rhymes as well. Upon reaching the bus stop, we sit down and look up at the clear sky. Countless stars twinkle down from the endless ocean of the night. The darkness seems all more deep and unfathomable when compared to the luminous moon. A melancholy smile graces Yuri's face, her eyes shining in the starlight. Hey, Mark? Isn't it strange to think that some of those stars we're seeing could already be dead? We just haven't realized it yet. And we may die long before we even realize it. Humans are ephemeral creatures, aren't they? You talk as though you're not a human yourself. But it seems kind of poetic. Our being able to appreciate and remember all those stars' glory even after they disappear. Even though we might be short-lived in relation to the rest of the universe, I think it's lucky that we'll still be able to experience such beauty. That's a beautiful way of seeing it, Mark. You're right. People who die, we should be thankful that we were able to spend time with them at all. From dead stars to dead people, huh? I wonder if Yuri's experienced loss before. Only now do you start to wonder that after all the hints she dropped. I mean, I'm a male, and therefore, as a male, by default, I am terrible with picking up hints from women. But I was able to see that. Looking back at her, though, it's clear that she's once again drifted into her thoughts. Not even the bus arrival seems to distract her. Hey, Yuri, the bus is here. Oh, you're right, I hadn't noticed. And what the hell am I getting in? Why the hell am I getting into the bus with her? A bus. It's still just a fucking train or tram or whatever, but whatever, bus. Let's roll with the game then. The bus is pretty empty, although that's to be expected. Most people get off before it reaches the residential areas. Yuri takes a window seat and I slide into the seat next to her. What the hell? Where the hell am I going? I was already at my house. Where am I going? The night sky outside is still as dark as ever, but now it's filtered by the fluorescent light reflecting off the window. Yuri yawns, politely covering her mouth as she does so. Excuse me, I'm just feeling incredibly tired all of a sudden. Yeah, same here. We were pretty productive today, weren't we? Mm-hmm. A few moments pass by quietly, with the two of us swaying gently along with the bus. Yeah, what the fuck? Why am I like going all the way? Why am I going all the way away? I was at my own house. Why the hell am I leaving all the way? I mean, I understand walking her out to the bus stop, but why the hell am I actually getting onto the bus towards her house? Because then I have to take a bus to get back. What the fuck? Without a word passing between us, Yuri starts leaning into me. At this point, my nose is filled with the scent of lavender, mint, and lilac. Although I might not be sure what the scents exactly are, what I do know is that it smells nice. Besides, it just feels so right. I can't help but feel totally relaxed, the warm fuzziness inside me causing my perception of time to slow to a glacial pace. Yuri suddenly sits back up with a jolt. Sorry, I didn't realize I was dozing off. It's perfectly okay. I can stay awake and keep an eye out for your stop if you want to close your eyes even for a bit. Oh no, I'm fine. She sure doesn't sound fine. Yuri practically can't keep her eyes open anymore. I'm not sleepy at all. Her voice has dropped down to a murmur as she hastily makes an attempt at rubbing the sleep from her eyes. Wake me up if I fall asleep again, okay? Alright, got it. With that, we fall back into a cozy silence. Within a few minutes, Yuri's nodding off once again. She feels so utterly warm beside me, it's making my heart race. There's a certain tranquility about the vulnerability of her expression when she's sleeping. Yuri must be really tired to completely fall asleep like this. I hate to interrupt her well-deserved sleep. After all, she helped me a lot today, and she should get her rest. Plus, it feels really nice to have her sleep with her head on my shoulder. But she did ask me to wake her up again. She might just be too polite to want to sleep against me, but then again, she might also want to respect her wishes. Ugh, I'm probably overthinking this. Yes! Yeah, why the fuck would you let her miss her stop just because she's sleeping? I'll just... Oh, no, hang on. No, hang on. Yeah, save. Yeah, let's override. Let her sleep or wake her up. I thought I needed to wake her up because her bus stop was here, but no, this is just in general. She said, wake me up when I fall asleep again. Should I just wake her up? Well, she did ask me to wake her up. And otherwise, she's definitely gonna notice if I let her sleep for a while and then wake her up at the bus stop, and then she's gonna be like, oh, why did you let me sleep for so long? I guess. So, let's just... Psst, hey, Yuri! Her eyes fly open as she swiftly sits back up, leaving behind only a memory of warmth on my side. Sorry about that, and thank you for waking me up. I didn't think that I'd be this drowsy. No problem. Want to talk to keep you from falling asleep again? Sure, that seems like a good idea. So what would you like to speak about? I didn't really think that far. Yuri shoots me an amused smile before looking out the window again. May I ask you a silly question? Ask away. Do you think that after graduation, we'll all still remain close? Even if go to different universities and don't get to spend any time together? Even if we go to different universities and don't spend any time together? Of course, Yuri. Even if our futures take us to different places, I'm not going to let something like distance stop us from being friends. Truth is, I've put more thought into this ever since I talked to everyone about our futures. But I've decided that no matter what, I still want to stay friends with everyone. Yes, exactly. And that goes double for Yuri. Yuri gives me a gentle smile and scoots an inch closer to me. Sure, sometimes we might be far away from each other, but we've got phones and planes and trains and cars. If I didn't have any other way, I'd still take the time to walk to see you. To be honest, that's comforting to hear. Although, you know, we'll still have less time to spend together once we graduate, right? Well, I'd like to think we're good enough friends not to let something silly like graduation get between us. Yeah, that's true. Sorry, I just get anxious about these things. Now, it's probably something that everyone worries about. I don't think anyone wants to lose touch with their friends after graduation. Yuri proceeds to look out the window, lost in thought. Sometimes I think about all the memories we lose as we grow older. For instance, I know that there are some important things my father told me before, but I can never quite recall them. I wonder how much I'll remember of today in 20 years' time. Her voice softens as she speaks, lowering down to a husky timbre. I want to say something comforting to her, but don't know the right words. Well, you can always just ask your dad about it again, right? I think as long as you keep in touch with people and don't take anyone for granted, you'll be able to continue making happy memories with everyone. Sayori flashes through her mind for a moment as I say this. I suppose so. On another note, I believe my stop is coming up. As the bus nears Yuri's stop, she goes through her bag to check that everything's in place. You didn't forget anything, did you? No, thankfully not. Want me to walk you home? No, I wouldn't want you to go that far out of your way. Yeah, I went pretty freaking far out of my... Well, actually, at this point, who the fuck cares, right? I already went ridiculously far out of my way to fucking drive you home, essentially, in the bus. So I might as well just walk you to the freaking door now. You know? Like, I've come this far. Like, what the hell? I wasn't planning to get this far in the first place, Yuri. I mean, it's nice having this conversation with you and all, but I never planned to get this far. I was about to stop at the bus stop and let you get on, and then I would just go back. She looks down for a moment, scuffing her shoe against the floor. Thank you. What for? There's hesitation before she answers, but she quickly shoots me a bittersweet smile. For putting up with me, perhaps. I'm sorry, it's just a rather difficult topic for me to discuss. It's nothing against you, of course. Don't worry, I get you. There's no need to rush and tell me. You have all the time in the world. Well, you have all the time until your bus stops there, because then I'm fucking going back home, bitch. No, sorry, not bitch. You're not a bitch, Yuri. I'm sorry. But still, making me come all this way out, that's a bit too much. I mean, yes, I like you and stuff, but I would never do that. Well, I guess I don't know. Maybe I will. Maybe you have your lavender hair, purple hair has made me crazy enough that I actually would do this in real life. Your patience is forever appreciated. No problem. If you ever feel like talking, just let me know and I'll listen. Her expression relaxes as she takes a slow, deep breath. That means a lot to me. With a slow wheeze, the bus finally stops to let Yuri off. Well, I have to get going now. Thank you for everything. You don't have to thank me all the time, you know? I'll see you tomorrow, Yuri. Waving one last time, Yuri ducks out of the bus and into the cool night air. There we go. Yeah, what the fuck? Why the hell would I like go on the bus with her all the way to her stop? Now I have to exit the bus too, I guess, because there's no way that he's going to make it back to my place very quickly, so I have to fucking get to another bus first. And then, you know, like, what the hell? Whatever. Anyway, that's going to be it for this episode. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Click the like button underneath if you liked it. Subscribe to join the Roman army, and I'll see you in the next one. See you later, Romans. Valete.